Hi there, it's day 2 of your 21 days to personal transformation. And I mean, it's good to have you back again. I know that yesterday we spoke about vision, clarity, and why. And I mean, if you're just joining for the first time, you probably want to go back and check. It's just one day. You want to go back and go through the vision video so that you can get through with the assignments that you're supposed to get through. The goal is that you can track with this 21-day plan toward transforming yourself or transforming any area of your life that you consider requires transformation at this time. All right. So you want to do that for yourself so that you're tracking with the process rather than jumping in, from midpoint, right? We're going 21 days. This day 2. Welcome back. Today, I'll be talking briefly about the power of belief. And it is crucial. The moment we've discussed vision, we've discussed getting clarity or some sort of sense around direction and why you want to engage that to check what beliefs are operating in you. All right. And beliefs simply are like your mental representations or your convictions, right? Beliefs are the things you hold true about yourself, things you hold true about the world, about people. And these things have been formed in you over the course of your life until now, right? And so whether it's something that's an established fact in life that could have formed a belief in you, or something that has happened as a personal experience that has formed a belief in you, or something that you've been exposed to culturally, societally, through your religion or education, our beliefs are formed as a cumulative effect of the exposures we've had over time, right? And I believe that even more than just having those exposures, everyone develops a way of interpreting and explaining issues through their path in life. All right. So what happens is even the way you've learned to explain and interpret issues helps to solidify the things that happen to you. And when you accept them as true about life, you form the belief, but you can actually form a faulty belief based on a way of interpretation, right? That's a different thing. And I'm hoping that in the course of 21 days, I can approach how we get to start interpreting issues appropriately. But back to this, beliefs in themselves are just our worldview, right? It's the lens through which we view life. All right. So you know what you believe when you see the way you explain life. You know what you believe when you understand the way that you view people, right? It's like a mental framework, all right, of how you interpret how the world is working, how your life is working, what you think you are, and all of that. And what I hope to focus on today briefly is on limiting beliefs. Because beliefs in themselves there's no problem with what we believe if it's enabling us to do well with our lives, right? There's nothing wrong with what we believe if it's helping us progress, if it's making us productive, if it's helping us achieve everything that we're supposed to achieve as a people, right? Or achieve as a person, as the case may be. But the real challenge with beliefs is that just the same way we have positive beliefs, we have negative beliefs, all right? And so you'd have people existing with diverse negative beliefs, and then it's hindering them from being able to achieve all that they're capable of. As a matter of fact, just because of the way they view themselves, primarily, that already disallows expressions that show all of who they are or helps them to unveil or unlock all of their potential. They can't achieve everything they're capable of just because of the way they view themselves. And so limiting beliefs are like negative and restrictive thoughts that we have or convictions we have about ourselves, the world, people that prevent us from achieving all we can, right? And so you want to be conscious of beliefs that limit you from being able to do everything possible to bring your life to a place where it's fulfilling what it was designed for. And like I said in the visions video, like everyone, I believe, has their life designed specifically for something on the earth. And so you want to be conscious of the beliefs that you hold that hold you back from doing all the things you think you're capable of, or you might not even think you're capable of, but doing things that you probably believe you should. So you will be able to tell when you are limiting yourself or when you are holding yourself back or when you are restricting yourself. I'm not sure that there's anybody that feels fear that doesn't know. But that's one of the things that limiting beliefs would do. It would cause internalized fears that you've held around different areas of life to show off, right? It will bring to bear, it will bring to the fore fears that you've held, right? And so what happens is that you then start to have fears in the face of situations or circumstances you should engage, or mental blocks, right, around circumstances you engage, and then it holds you back from taking those actions. So you start to second guess yourself, you start to doubt yourself. And so if you find yourself doubting yourself around situations you know you should take action on, it might be, okay, I want to start a business. I know I'm engaging a 9 to 5 and I seem to be doing well in it, but I know I seem to feel, or I feel like I have capacity to do more. I feel like I have capacity to also start a business. I feel like I have this skill set I can deploy to solving problems for people in this area. You know that for certain, but you just find that you are slow paced in taking action, you procrastinate the decision, you sometimes even just write it off, right? And you assume that it's not your type of person that can do that. You don't feel good enough to do it. You feel like you need to qualify some more. I know there are some people that get into engagement, and what they do most of the time is you're trying to maybe help people in a particular area, and education is good, right? But you find some people considering that the more I learn, the more qualified I'll feel. So they are learning endlessly. All right. They never get to fulfill what they hope to fulfill because they are limited by the thought that I must present myself the most perfect way possible. So they go on with extensive learning, never ending learning, even if learning should be never ending, indeed, but not never ending in such a way that it disallows you from starting, right? So learning should not be never ending in a way that it disallows you from starting. There are many things that you would learn on the go. So you want to be conscious of those areas where you have fears of inadequacy in either knowledge or skill. When in sense, if you asked people that have observed you in those areas, they can tell you that you do well in those areas already, right? You will be shocked how much limitation you've created for yourself in those specific areas. And so you'll find that these limiting beliefs disallow you from exploring possibilities. It disallows you from experimenting, right? There are people that will naturally say things like, I'm not adventurous. I don't like to take risks. I feel like I would rather just be in this pot. It just feels safe here. You might not particularly even know that that's what's going on, is that you have accepted or adopted a comfort zone and you have refused to explore, which is the way that, of course, you would move to a next possibility. You might not know that you are hindering yourself from progressing, but the truth is that every new level requires some level of exposure to something that might feel risky, that might feel daunting, that might feel tasking. So if you're not putting yourself through those risky exposures, it's unlikely that you're growing, right? And so if you feel comfortable throughout your life, everything is comfortable. You're extremely comfortable at your work. You're extremely comfortable with your business. You're extremely comfortable. Everything is easy to do. It means that you have plateaued at a place of comfort. It's called comfort zone. You've plateaued at a place of comfort. If you're not challenging yourself day in and day out, you can question your level of growth, right? And so limiting beliefs will keep you in that place where you're not challenging yourself. And that's because mentally, there are already barriers disallowing you from exposing yourself to anything that will challenge you. You fear failing, you fear rejection, you fear criticism and judgment. Some people even fear success, right? Just the sense that there's some doubt in yourself, like I can't control what the outcomes will be, or I can't control what my response will be, or my actions will be. I can't control. And like literally, the moment you are held back by a misunderstanding of the balance between what can be controlled and what can't be controlled, you need to check the quality of beliefs that you have, right? Because your beliefs will typically just limit your personal growth. It will limit the level to which you can grow. It will limit your level of self-confidence. We are actually first as we think in our minds, right? We are as we think in our minds. You'll find out that your body cannot take you anywhere that your mind hasn't taken you yet. And so when you find yourself holding back from being able to take action on things you think you probably should take action on, then it's limiting beliefs you should be mindful of. A very, very clear proof of limiting belief is the lack of confidence, the presence of fear, and the lack of confidence, meaning there are beliefs that you need to deal with. All right. And so you find yourself having to deal with confidence issues. I can't approach people. I can't stand up for myself. I can't take a new role. I can't take a new job. I can't scale up higher. I can't request for a pay raise. I can't, whatever it is you find yourself holding yourself back from doing that isn't anything to do with discretionary or wise judgment. It's a belief problem. And so you would have to deal with that. All right. You have to deal with that because your body wouldn't take you anywhere your mind hasn't taken you first. And I love this expression that we suffer more in our imagination most times than we do in reality. What's going on here many times define what goes on outside. And a lot of people suffer more in their imagination than they do in their reality. You would have held yourself down in your imagination. You would have limited yourself in your imagination. You would have disallowed yourself from making progress in your imagination. But in real sense, many times when people take on the actions they need to take, they find out that there was nothing to fear. You know, the easiest way to overcome fear and limiting beliefs is to begin to renew the mind, right? Is to begin to renew the mind. All right. Once you have a subpar belief about yourself or a subpar belief about the world, a subpar belief about people, you will make subpar decisions, you take subpar actions, you have a subpar life. All right. And so you must begin to see yourself as limitless, as one whose highest level of expression hasn't unfolded yet, but they are willing to find it out. And so one of the things you want to begin to do, and I have stuff to give you as assignment on this discussion about beliefs, I want you to consider, especially around the vision that you've written, all right? I want you to consider what 3 to 5 beliefs, negative beliefs now, right? Limiting beliefs would disallow you from being able to take positive actions on these things, right? Write 3 or 5 limiting beliefs that would disallow you from taking action. Because one way you want to combat that is that you want to convert those beliefs to positive affirmations and confessions that you can begin to engage. And what I want you to do when you write them down is that you want to begin to confess the belief, the new belief you want to adopt, and you want to begin to act like it. So the easy way out of limiting beliefs is to take action on the things you fear, right? The easy way out of limiting beliefs is to take action on the things you fear. So when you've found the things that limit you, say, for example, I don't think I measure up or I don't measure up, you want to change that and affirm yourself in terms of what you consider. Maybe you say that I can achieve anything I put my mind to, and you begin to take action like that. One of the thoughts that I've held my mind with is that I am limitless. And there are things that I know that I will venture, that it takes only a limitless thinking mind to venture them. All right. But I know that I'm limitless. And that empowers me every time I get into the face of an action that seems daunting or seems super tasking or seems enormous for me to engage at this level. The truth is that I'm ever growing, ever advancing, and you find out that doors open for you because you took an action. All right. So you want to challenge yourself. Day 2, challenge yourself and challenge your beliefs and put out the ones that are limiting you. And to the degree that you can, correct them, make them positive ones, and begin to confess them and act on them. All right. Until I see you in the next video, remain limitless. Cheers.